Hey, I'm Decathlon Gamer. Welcome back to Motorsport Manager. This is episode number 13. We're at qualifying now in Suzuka, aka Yokohama here in the game, as we prepare for our run. So, with qualifying Q1 session, practice, there was a lot of rain in practice and threw things off a bit. Ocon, we got his setup nice, 99%. We did finally get Vern to 98%. Never kind of found the sweet spot. I think we're still about just a hair off. There we go. So we'll be able to do that. So we have plenty of super soft tires. It's going to rain almost immediately. So we're going to head out there from the very, very beginning. If it does dry back out, which it looks like it's possible that it will, then we'll go out again late. For Vern, actually, this little setup change would not be good right now. We need unchanged if we're going to go out immediately. Okay, so I want both cars on the track from the get-go because this is our only chance, but I want just a couple seconds in between. There we go. Just to give them a little bit of space. Ocon, we're going to push early on. Set Vern to auto. Ocon should be easy to lock in. So I have no super soft bonus, so I don't expect us to qualify terribly well for this race. Alright, it is definitely warm enough now. We can start backing off and cooling things down. Oh, here comes the rain already before we even start the lap. But this is still the best time. Wow, we didn't even get... How is that not perfect? It's almost dead center. The brakes were just a little bit warm. I started cooling down a little bit too late on that. It looks like it will dry off. It will dry off. So at this point, we're kind of wasting our time on this lap, but let's at least get that banker lap in. We've got a little bit of time before we need to go back out. Temporarily 1-2, and you can see we're actually looking really good on the time at the moment compared to others, as it is way too wet right now for everyone else out there. But the rain has already stopped. Just a quick shower. We're going to see the track dry off here in just a little bit. 4.5 minutes to go. We want to wait until it is totally dry. And there we go, coming into that period now. We're looking at about a 2-minute delta to get the laps started. So we'll go maybe 2:45 and 2:30. Right now we're in 9th and 10th. Go ahead and put on a fresh set and we'll get going out there. Let's wait a few more seconds on Vern. He's heading out at the same time. A lot of cars are heading out, so that's not good. Okay, so we try again with Ocon, see if we can get set up right this time. Again, I started my cooling a little bit late. Happy braking zone. I'm going to try to balance this out a little bit more. Okay, heading into Spoon here. Okay, perfect and good. That's better. That's better as he gets ready to run his lap. Right now we're clear, and some of the cars are still in the pits, and they're not going to improve their time. They are definitely not going to improve our time. We should get out of Q1 because there are at least 7 cars behind us that have not come out of the pits. So we're going to see the light of day. We're going to see Q2 in this one. Let's just go ahead and speed it up. These times really don't matter too much. But we will improve that time quite a bit as we cross the line. See 15 cars with actual dry representative times. Albon on down never put in a dry time. We go faster than Massa. We split Kubica 12th and 14th in the session, and we'll see Q2. Vettel the fastest by over a second. Oh, looky there. We see Q2. Looks like we're dry at least for the first 5 minutes, so we do need to go out very early, get a lap in. We still have 4 sets unused. I don't expect to get past this session, especially as long as it's going to be dry. Feeling we'll be right near the back, but as we already saw in that last one, we did split a couple cars. We might be able to do the same again. Let's put them both going for a banker lap. There's the heavy braking zone. Prepare for that one. Another heavy braking zone. Helps if we actually ride. Oh! Little late on that switchover, huh? Spoon. Yeah. On brakes, you can cool right now. Perfect. Great. It's pretty dang close. So we only get the 15% bonus. We did get the qualifying bonus all the way done, but we did not get super softs at all. We were 95% of the way to level 1 when time ran out on practice, but a big chunk of practice was in the wet. So we've got level 2 intermediates. We did manage to get level 3 on the soft compound, which is the middle compound for this race weekend. And what I expect to use in the race supposedly is going to stay dry. Practice and qualifying, we were expecting wet. Ocon might be purple sector 2, but he's already got cars coming up behind him who are just on outlaps. So it's not looking so good on that front. But we'll see if he can get a decent time here. A 1:22.5. And Vern, bit slow for him. So that's a good lap for Ocon. It's weird how they ghost each other on the in lap, but I don't know. So far we are slowest, but Magnussen's the only midfield car. We have split Kubica again. Behind Alonso though. Certainly like to get ahead of that guy. But his team, oh, let's hold on. Yes, we are staying dry throughout, so we're going to wait till right at the end here. Massa has somehow gone faster, along with Alonso. Okay, Ocon, you're up. And Vern, you're going to be up because we're going to make that little adjustment. Try to get that 1% more. It's going to take a little bit, 15 seconds plus the tire change. Alright, Ocon. What have you got? What have you got? Okay. Tire temps are almost where we need them. Brakes are only a little bit hot. We've got one more braking zone in Spoon. There it is. Come out. Come out wherever you are. Good, perfect. Not quite there. But somehow, Vern, way off the mark here. Gets the tire temps down. Brings the brake temps down a bit. Still off. Speed things up. We'll keep an eye from here primarily if we can improve, because Kubica just went up to 14th, already back down to 15th behind Alonso. That's kind of our target time. Ocon a little slow through sector 1 and 2. Vern's looking good to improve his time, but Ocon not looking so hot. No, Ocon does not improve his time. He's going to start from probably 18th. 17th, Vern improves his time but does not beat his teammate. So that's Ocon in 17th, Vern in 18th. That's a little bit sad because we should have beaten Massa, Kubica, maybe Alonso. That's a little disappointing. But at least there are cars behind us. That also means we're going to have a battle on our hands at the start of the race. Hamilton fastest this time. We'll quickly go through the third qualifying session so we can get into the race. So a quick check-in on the season. Of course, last race, finally see a big result. We had been in the points twice before, but only just. Last race, we had a 5th and 7th with our cars. Both drivers in the points for the first time in our history. And pulling in quality points. We added 16 points to our total last time out. That was massive for us. It's Hamilton who's going to be on pole, half-second clear of Vettel, and then Leclerc, Verstappen. Bottas was one of the ones who missed out, as was Gasly. So we see big drops, and that gets Ricciardo all the way up to P5, with Norris just behind him in the McLaren. We're not starting from last, or outside of the top 20 anyway. We've been off last place a few times, but usually we're in the bottom 4 cars. So it'll be nice to start a race a little bit higher up the grid, but it's only slightly further, so it's not major, but every little bit counts. So we're going to take the soft and the race trim. Full 30% bonuses. We're looking dry for at least half the race, which means I need to get on the tire that will put me there. So with a 56 lap race, we need a 28 lap stint, and these are 32 to 34, meaning 28 is just about all we can get out of those tires. Just about. So it's going to be tight. Of course, Vern's a little bit better on the tire wear, and he should make it work. Looks like we did get the 3rd purple for Vern with that slight change. So it's still 98%, ironically. No change, even though he got another purple. Alright, so we are ready to get this race rolling. No Typhoon Hagibis this time. But we've got a dry race in order for... Wow. Giovinazzi on the hard compound, so is Kubica and Alonso. Grosjean on used hards. Bottas, Gasly. Oh, this is going to be an interesting race. Alright, from 17th and 18th on the grid, we begin the race. Both cars decent off the line. Both finding a little bit of space. We go 3 wide into turn 1, and they both complete the pass. And actually, whoever that was had a problem and went to the back. It was Alonso. Alonso was slow through there with some sort of issue. Ocon going a little bit backwards here. Down to 19th. He got caught out and through the S's went backwards. But Vern went the opposite direction. He's up to P14. Having a look here to the inside of Kvyat and takes away 13th. He's now going to have a look to the inside of Giovinazzi and makes it stick. He's up to 12th. What a start here from Jean-Eric Verne. Meanwhile, Ocon slipping to 20th. Not exactly the place we want him to be in. Whatever problem Alonso had did not look terminal. He's still racing. And Ocon, something happened again, and he continues to go backwards. I don't know what's going on with Ocon, but he is moving backwards very quickly. So let's play the long game for him. We're going to go neutral, neutral. Wait till later. Verne, meanwhile, though, battling just outside the points in the midfield. He has been repassed by Gasly, but he sits in 13th. That is Gasly in the Red Bull. So no, it was not Kvyat going back around. It was Gasly moving forward. We should see Bottas coming fairly soon as well. Others, it might take them a bit longer to move up through the field, but those two should come pretty quickly through. And Alonso gets around Ocon, moving him back to 24th. Ocon in 12th has a look on Albon, the other Toro Rosso. We've already passed one of them just a handful of laps ago, and you can see just how far back Kvyat is now. He's down to 19th, and he's on the softs. The super softs. The super duper softs. No? Alright, well, P12. Good spot to be in. Grosjean now in 13th. Gasly's all the way up to 9th on the hard compound. He's looking like he could actually end up having a really nice race after starting so far down the order. Especially on the tire compound that he's on. He's going to last a lot longer before he has to pit. And if he's that high up the grid, that competitive today, after everybody else pits, he could find himself in a good spot. But here comes the Mercedes. Valtteri Bottas, 13th position. His teammate leads the race and started from pole. Verstappen's in P2, ahead of Vettel and Leclerc. Then the two McLarens, then Raikkonen, and the two Renaults. Not a very good start for them as they slip to 8th and 9th. Gasly's recovery drive not looking as good as it was, as he's actually gone back down the order a little bit and is just 2 spots ahead of us. It's the Toro Rosso of Albon in between. Those two have not been swapped like they were in real life prior to Spa. Okay, we are getting too hot here. Time to back off, Vern. Time to back off. In fact, we're going to back off a little bit more. Let's go ahead and speed things up. Neutral, neutral seems to be holding tire temps right where we want them. Here comes the Mercedes. He is not who I am battling. I'm never going to beat the Mercedes. But now that we are back into the happy zone, can we stay neutral? Wow, look at that. Right on the wheel of Bottas. Of course, he is on the hard compound, so there is that. Let's go ahead and back off just for a little bit longer here, because trying to overtake him is pretty futile and useless. Alright, now we're back into a happy zone. But now we suddenly have pressure, and the Haas just came up on us on the previous corner and already makes a move just like that. He came with a head of steam. That's Grosjean, and he's going to have another... Vern's going to have another look at him, but can't get around this time. Meanwhile, Ocon's in 23rd. Kubica has slipped to last place. That's good for us. Vern, the moment we backed off a little bit, you can see just how much slower his pace is compared to everybody else. So that's the trouble. That's the predicament we're in. We have pace if we push. But the moment we just drive neutral, we're in a bit of trouble. And you can see Ocon's only moved up the 1 spot. Meanwhile, Vern is going backwards. He's lost 4 positions. You can't push forever. You only have so much fuel. You only have so much tires. Only 4 cars on the soft compound is an interesting strategy that has not been picked up by very many teams. No sign of rain later on. Lap 28 is the target for Ocon. We might go a lap or 2 further for Vern. Ocon back down to 24th. Really? Yeah, just got passed by Kubica. Ooh, tires have actually gotten a little bit warm here lately. I don't know if it's the temperatures or what, but Kvyat pits. Kvyat, first one to enter the pits. He comes out on the soft, which is not going to get him the distance at all. Interesting strategy there as Vern drops 1 position down to P15. But we're going to see other cars pitting soon. Magnussen might be the next. And yes, Magnussen comes out behind Ocon, so Ocon back up to 22nd now. Albon has already pit, but Ocon did not get around him. Norris has pit, Raikkonen has pit, Sainz pits and comes out ahead. So Vern up to P13 for the moment. Go back to neutral there. Alright, we need to get you to back off for a little while. But you can make up for it by using some of that extra fuel. So we sit in 13th and 22nd right now. Verstappen pits, comes out in 3rd. Leclerc has pit already, he is in 4th. So you're seeing the big gap opening on them, and they stay on super softs. And from the looks of it, they could probably go with 1 more stop and put on the softs. That's what I would do if I were them. Stroll will pit soon, so Vern should move up another spot. But Raikkonen is definitely starting to come and put some pressure on us. Okay, go back to neutral. And you're going to stay right where you're at. Albon's gone around Kubica. Kubica's 4 seconds clear. Hülkenberg and Stroll both pitting. So Vern into the points, but being pressured by the much faster Alpha of Kimi Raikkonen. Vettel just took the lead from Hamilton as Hamilton has pit, relinquishing the lead. Vettel yet to pit. He and Perez, the only ones who have not pit. Of course, Perez did not start on his Q2 tire. He was just outside of the top 12. So he started on a fresh set of super softs. So of the top 12, the only car left that has not pit is Sebastian Vettel. Lap 18 now. Ocon, his tires are not looking so good for just lap 18. And really, Vern, not looking any better. Vern, we need to back off for a little bit. I'm glad he was able to hang on to P10. Right behind us, Hülkenberg has just come out of the pits and is battling with Raikkonen for P11. Ocon, let's push again for a little while. And Vern, I think that's cooled off enough. Comes Kimi again. He's been able to hold off Hülkenberg so far And now that our tires are below 50%, I don't see how much longer we'll be able to hold these guys off. 12-second gap ahead of us. It's a lot of space between us and ninth. And really, you could already say that the best we could hope for today, right now anyway, is looking like 9th or 10th. Perez hasn't pit yet either, but he's 13 seconds clear. Vettel pit finally and comes out in 3rd place. So those 4 back in the same order they were in. Gasly has worked his way all the way up to 5th now, but on the hard compound, yet to pit, and already some distance behind. Bottas has caught up to him, so he's going to try to make his way into 5th. That recovery drive. It's Grosjean, who we were with not too long ago, and now 15 seconds clear of us, who has that best of the rest status at the moment. Perez, he'll be pitting soon, but Sainz looking pretty strong after one stop, just a couple seconds behind those guys. Sainz looks the most likely to take 7th today, at least 21 laps in. Okay, we need to back off and push at the same time with Vern here. Okay, that's already enough. These guys are making me nervous, and right now I do care about this track position. Ocon, let's go ahead and back off. You've got 6 laps to go. Now it's looking a little bit better that you might be able to make it. Okay, let's save some fuel. I know these guys are coming, but they might just get around us. We're up to 9th place after Perez pits for the first time. %34% for Ocon. He's hanging on. Here comes Kimi finally making his way around. It only took him about 6 or 7 laps, and Vern immediately cuts back around. It gets him through turn 1 there and recovers 9th place. Nice job by Vern there. 16 seconds behind my drivers. Not looking so good for Ocon. Looks like it was a bit more than just a slow lap 2 or back half of lap 1, whatever it was. Ocon is definitely a bit off the pace today. Okay, getting a little warm, cool down. Good thing about Ocon is he's been holding those temperatures for a long time, driving neutral. Just about there, lap 25 now. Have not been lapped yet, but it's coming. And actually, speaking of it's coming, as Ocon slips back to 23rd, Kvyat's gone around. The race leader has got to be pretty close to where we're at. Where is he? Oh, he just lapped us. There you go. So we are now a lap down. I still need to get to lap 28. And really, Ocon, I want to go one further. I'd rather have the end have a little bit of tires left. Go a little deeper this run. Go 28 now, 27 later. Or 26 for that matter. Russell pits. Slides down to last place. Of course, Ocon's going to pit soon, and that's going to definitely put him down there. But at 26%, I think we've successfully achieved what we needed to achieve. Hulkenberg just got around Vern, so he lost that 2nd position, but Raikkonen, something happened with Raikkonen, and he dropped to 12th. Vern lost another position to Perez. Perez, who's having a solid race, and he's got fresh tires. Down to 24%. We're on lap 27. One more time around, so basically 2 laps for Ocon is what I need to get out of him. And at 23%, that's not that bad. That's not that bad. Tires are just about overheating, but not quite. Still got a little ways to go to get back. This one additional lap is going to hurt a little bit, but here goes the start of lap 28. Norris is pitting for the first time. That's from the hard compound, I think. Or is he on the softs? Maybe he was on the softs like we were. There was two other cars. Now you can see Ocon is starting to slow down. Ocon is beginning to slow down, so he is starting to go off the cliff, I think. And this is that final lap, so why don't you attack? This is that lap I needed out of you. So he's going to come in this time, and those softs will get us to the end. I don't mind one slow lap too much, and he shouldn't have it again later in the race because we were already one lap down. We might be two laps down by the end, which means he'll actually have two fewer laps to do that time. Actually, he's still only on 27 though, isn't he? So he's actually only making it 27 here. Vern needs to attack. Where are you? He's going to pit this lap. Vern's going to pit this lap. Hey, Ocon's stop was good. We're going to ride neutral for a while. He's got one full spare lap of fuel, so let's leave him on push. But Ocon is in last place. 13 seconds behind Massa, who really is that closest competitor for us. And then Russell, just in front of him, on the hard compound, so he'll be a little slower. We might catch back up to him if we're lucky. But Vern into the pits. 3.1 second stop. Also a lap down now, so we're going to start pushing with Vern. But he comes out in P21. Really? I thought we were running much better than that. Norris has stopped twice, and he's ahead of you. Raikkonen has stopped twice now. 3-second gap. That's about right, because Raikkonen's faster and just recently passed us. Kubica will definitely go behind us when he pits. Alonso, Giovinazzi probably will go behind us when they pit. Grosjean's going to pit soon. Bottas and Gasly not too much longer, and all those guys on the super softs, other than Norris, will all be pitting again before too long. But 21 and 24 is not looking too hot for us right now. But we are done with our pit stops. So the only way we go back is if cars pass us. Norris Kvyat battling for 19th and 20th just ahead of Vern. Yellow flag in Sector 2. I don't see any reason for it. But here comes Vettel, who just passed Max Verstappen for second place. Max should be right behind him. Hopefully we can hold up Vettel for a little bit. Give Max a fighting chance. Fourteenth is still just ahead of us. Alonso is only 7.5 seconds ahead of Vern. So that's a lot of positions we can make up, either through pit stops or on track. Oof, Max taking a long time to get by. Raikkonen! Oh, come on, Raikkonen. Just slammed into Vern. Is he okay? Wing looks like it might have taken some damage on that, but he's okay. He did get checked up by that. Magnussen had to pit. He's down to last place. Raikkonen drops to 20th. And we're starting to see some other guys pit. Ricardo's in the pits now. But he's going to come out slightly in front of us. Kvyat will pit soon. Ocon's up to 22nd after Raikkonen pits. Verstappen still has not gotten around Verne. I feel bad for him because Vettel went by a long time ago and gained a ton of time. Vettel, though, has just pit his second time, so he went from last to pit to first to pit the second time around of those 4 cars that were leading. And now Vettel's on the hard compound, which he'll obviously go to the end on that. He's behind Bottas right now, but of course Bottas started from the back. Verstappen pits and comes out well ahead. No. He's going to come out just behind Vettel, and he's on Supersofts again, so he's going to need to get around him soon if he has any chance of beating the Ferrari in this race. Need to cool these tires off for a little bit. Lap 38. Verne now in 16th, Ocon in 22nd. Ocon's got a pretty good gap to those 2 cars behind him, but we'll see if it holds. Ocon has nearly caught up to Massa now. He's just over 4 seconds behind. What was it, 10, 12 seconds earlier? Kvyat's definitely going to the end. I don't know if Massa's going to make it to the end there. He's a little bit off on the tire wear. Kubica has spun. That helps us out. He's down to 20th now, and just a second in front. Ocon has caught. Let's ride with Ocon for a little bit. He has caught Massa, and he's going to get around him up to P21. Next up is Kubica, and Kubica is close. There's Kubica right there. After coming out of Spoon, he is still under challenge from Massa, but I've also been saving these tires for a little bit. We can go back to neutral for that. Where is our race leader? There's Hamilton. Ocon's still got a while before he's going to get lapped again, so we need to turn this down a bit. And let's turn that down a bit for Verne. Save some. He is now just behind Giovinazzi. So it's Hamilton in the lead, Leclerc in second. It's a 25-second gap between them. Hamilton has enough to pit one more time, which he's probably going to have to do. And with the tire compound he is on, he'll be fast enough to stretch that lead a bit more. Verstappen in third. He does need to pit again, most likely. Vettel will not, but he is slowly pulling away from him. So Verstappen did get around Vettel. Bottas has finally passed Gasly, and he's going to have to pull away a bit because there's a chance that he will have to pit again, and Gasly's good to go to the end. Sainz is best of the rest, as I predicted, in 7th. Grosjean doing well in 8th. Excuse me, Perez. Yellow flag, but I don't see who it was. 11 laps to go. Stroll's going to pit again. That's going to get us one position. He's pitting now. No way he's out that fast. He is out that fast because the gap. There was a huge gap between Hülkenberg and Ricciardo. And Stroll comes back out into that gap. 14 seconds behind Hülkenberg. I've got plenty of traffic just in front of me. Oh, look who it is. Max Verstappen. Back for more. This time he goes around easily. Okay, we're back up to 0.5. Hang on to that for a little bit. But where is our race leader? There's Ocon. There's Hamilton. It is looking more and more likely that Ocon will get lapped again. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to go on high for a little bit. Get a little pace out of this. Use it up, anticipating that we'll probably get more here in the near future. Norris pitting, fixing the problem, dropping down the order to 23rd. So Ocon's going to move up the 1 spot. Now, I don't know what happened from Ocon catching Kubica to suddenly being well behind him again. Raikkonen just got around Ocon, so he followed the Ferrari through, and Ocon's back down to 21st. There's that spare fuel used, so let's back off. Vern just moved up to 14th after Albon his pit. So we did jump Albon with his second pit, as I was hoping we would. Giovinazzi might not make it to the end, but with just 5 laps, I think he'll hold out on that tire wear. Hulkenberg might not make it, but he's also got 40-second gap over us. So I don't think we're going to see the points today. Vern, last handful of laps, let's start using up that spare fuel. Put a little pressure going forward. Hamilton might not even pit, but if he does, he's well clear of Leclerc. Verstappen looks like he could end up pitting again, as he's at 25% right now. Perez is pitting, drops to 10th. Puts on the hard compound with just a few laps to go. Odd. Must be out of tires. So Hulkenberg moves up a spot, but he may pit as well here in these final laps. Verstappen, Bottas maybe, Hulkenberg maybe, Giovinazzi maybe. That one I can hope for because I would gain a spot out of that. Okay, Ocon did get lapped. Ocon did get lapped finally, so we're able to push him. Well, finally. Say that like it's a good thing. Actually, it happened a little while ago. Leclerc, 10-second penalty for causing a collision and has flat spotted. Ferrari's race has just fallen apart. Vettel just comes out in 5th. And Leclerc is also going to go backwards here as we start the final lap of the race. There is Verstappen. Vern begins his final lap. That fuel load is going away really quick. Go back to medium here. Ocon crosses the line, 21st position for him. Not a very good day. Everybody finishing this race, though. Hamilton has a problem, but has finished. He ended up with a puncture before the end. Vern takes 14th. Leclerc drops to 6th. Verstappen up to 2nd. Bottas up to 3rd. Vettel up to 4th. Gasly 5th. Sainz takes 6th position. Great finish for him. Leclerc slipping from 2nd to 7th on the final couple laps after a collision and 10-second penalty. And he had a puncture. Hamilton ends up with a puncture on the final lap, but finishes the race. We'll see if after scrutineering we gain anything additional. Hamilton wins and takes fastest lap. Gets a 10-second penalty for that final lap incident that gave him a puncture. Still wins by a minute. Vettel, 10-second penalty and a drive-through in 4th. Leclerc with the 10-second penalty. Kimi, drive-through. Norris, 10-second penalty. And Magnussen had a drive-through. So plenty of penalties to go around. Ocon, the first car, 2 laps down to finish the race. Vern right in the mix of the 1 lap down cars. He was 4 seconds behind Giovinazzi at the end. 7 seconds clear of Albon. And in terms of points, we have Racing Point, Renault, Haas, Ferrari, McLaren, Red Bull, Ferrari, Mercedes, Red Bull, Mercedes at the top. So no surprises in the points. That's good for us, as we keep a decent position with just 3 races to go in our first year in the championship. Alfa Romeo, still a bit difficult for us to reach. They're definitely a level above us, but more and more Toro Rosso, Williams, and Alpine were able to go head-to-head with them. And you can see after that previous race, not just hang with them, but be more effective when we need to take the points, even though we're not necessarily better than they are. That's going to do it for this episode. Thanks for tuning in. Be sure to hit that like button to keep this series going and moving along. I'll see you next time. Bye for now.